You know that feeling when you're giving it everything you've got, putting in the hours, but you're still not quite seeing the results you expect?
Yeah, like you're aiming for something bigger and it just feels
Yeah,
kind of out of reach.
exactly. Well, today on the deep dive, we're looking at a pretty compelling idea, building what the source calls a personal empowerment team.
And what's fascinating about our material we looked at is this central argument that going it alone, that can actually be a major obstacle.
Right. It's not saying you lack effort.
No, not at all. It's more about the power of, synergy support. The source basically claims that having the right team around you can unlock these, really dramatic changes.
Totally. And the document we dove into, it makes some really interesting claims. We're talking potential leaps in income.
Big leaps.
Yeah, going from around $40,000 a year to, get this, $120,000 a month.
Wow.
And even hitting $3.5 million by age 47. But it's not just money, right?
No, it also highlights real health transformations, finding purpose, that sort of thing.
So our goal today is really to unpack the thinking behind this whole team approach to, success.
Well, the material, it starts by outlining some pretty common struggles. Things like a background of poverty, mindset challenges, battles with addiction, even wrestling with identity.
So stuff many listeners might connect with, those hurdles that feel really hard to clear by yourself.
Exactly. It kind of sets the stage for why maybe a different approach is needed.
And it sounds like the person in the source definitely tried the usual routes first.
Oh, yeah. They put in the work, longer hours, seminars, self-help books.
Did they mention specific techniques?
Things like NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, basically understanding and changing thought patterns, and positive self-talk, auto-suggestions.
But doing all that alone, according to the source, it just didn't cut it, didn't lead to that big change.
That seems to be the key point. The shift didn't happen just through, more willpower.
So what was the turning point?
It was bringing in external support, this personal empowerment team.
So like coaches?
Coaches, and a support system for encouragement, and importantly, accountability to keep you on track.
Ah, okay. So an external structure.
Right. It suggests that provides something crucial that maybe individual effort often lacks.
And the results they talk about are pretty stark.
Definitely. Beyond that huge income jump we mentioned.
Which is already wild.
Right. It talks about reversing diabetes, specifically A1C levels dropping from over 13, which is quite high.
Very high.
Down to under 6. And also losing like 60 pounds after a car accident.
Wow. And it wasn't just fixing problems, you said?
No, the narrative is also about finding a strong sense of purpose through their own journey and then, helping others.
That's interesting. There's also this bit about fear.
Oh, yeah, that was intriguing. The idea that the biggest hurdle isn't actually fear of failure.
Which is what you usually hear.
Exactly. Yeah. But here, it's positioned as a fear of fully embracing your potential. What the source calls owning your full power beyond measure.
Huh. Like stepping into that is almost scarier.
It suggests that, and that having a team makes that journey feel less daunting. Like a safety net, maybe.
Okay, so this team thing, it provides a kind of structured environment for that growth. The source listed some specific benefits, didn't it?
It did. Learning directly from people who've already succeeded, champions and millionaires was the phrase used.
Okay, learning from the best.
And building momentum, being surrounded by supportive, motivated people. The idea is you can reclaim time and energy to focus on your strengths.
Leverage others' expertise.
Right, which then, the claim goes, multiplies your income and your impact.
Makes sense. And for anyone listening who's thinking, okay, this sounds relevant, the source actually includes an invitation, right?
Yeah, there's a direct call to action, an invite to book a free empowerment discovery call to explore it further.
Okay, so people can look into it if they're curious.
Ultimately, this deep dive, it really highlights one central theme, the idea that maybe those big breakthroughs we're all striving for, maybe they're not meant to happen in isolation. The perspective here is pretty clear. A dedicated team, providing guidance, support, accountability. That could be the catalyst.
So here's maybe a final thought for you listening. What if your biggest breakthrough is waiting, just on the other side of bringing the right people into your corner?
Yeah.
If you feel like there's more inside you ready to come out, could exploring this kind of team approach be the key? Something to mull over?